What's great with you today, man? Where your energy at? Today is Wellness Wednesday. So Monday we spoke about the pain body. To maintain our wellness, today I'm gonna go a little more deeper into the ego. The ego is our self-esteem or self-importance. That's our ego. But remember, the ego is known for damaging many relationships. Now, I'm not just talking about situations where people are dating. The ego can cause it to have friendships that come to an end. It can put a wedge in between family members. If we had this occurring plenty of time in relationships, we need to check our ego. And what I mean by checking our ego, and the reason why we need to check our ego, because our ego is the ambassador for our pain body. And what I mean by ambassador, because our ego is if I'm trying to maintain a characteristic, if I'm a president of a company, or if I'm a wife, or if I'm a street dude, or if I'm a pharmacist, my ego is locked into the characteristics of whatever character I'm being right now, and I'm locked into that. So now I'm feeling like, because I might have my doctorate degree, somebody can't talk to me a certain way. The ego has flared up and making me grander than somebody else, making me like I'm above somebody else. That isn't good. That's fuel for the pain body through the ego. We have to stop taking the ego. I had to stop taking my ego so seriously and stop making it wrong. The ego is not wrong, it's just unconscious. It's working off a natural belief system that was given to us through our environmental wellness, whoever raised us, whatever religion we was in, whatever we overly intoxicated ourselves with information, our ego became that. And now it's it's going to keep resonating and say, no, you're this, you're that, and you're this. So every time something come up and they kind of say something against it, you're going to defend a title. You're going to defend a position, and we're going to take it personal. Once we take it personal, the ego has been triggered, and it's going to feed the pain body. And so, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that we shouldn't mind. But a lot of times people say, I don't care. I don't. That's the ego saying I don't care, knowing you really do care. Well, me and myself, I know I do care, so I just say I don't mind. Because truly, how can I control other people's actions? I can't control my own actions sometimes, so how can I control somebody else's actions? That's another trick of the pain by the ego to fuel that negativity to feed itself. So the tool is to help balance that ego, and don't make it wrong, just realize it's unconscious. Stop trying to be right all the time. I had to realize I need to stop trying to be right all the time, because if I'm right, I'm making somebody else wrong. So now my pain body gonna trigger them because their ego is being attacked. Like, oh, you think you're smarter than me. Now I take it personal. When I take it personal, that gives up an emotion. That emotion gives it energy, so that ego and pain body gonna eat. And now I become unconscious because why? My ego has kicked back in. Learn to listen more. A lot of times we listen, waiting to interrupt or throw our story in. Listen to other people with not nothing on your mind, but giving your full attention. Get out the ego or judging while they're talking. And also too, focus on the process and not the outcome. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves looking at something already finished before we started it. That's another trick of that ego and pain body, to give you a story or give you a situation that stimulates a negative or low vibration energy to help fuel itself. So once we recognize what we're up against inside of ourselves, we're able to stand guard and be a lot more conscious about what's going on. Metacognition, meaning screening every thought that comes through our mind to see what's the validity, what energy are you carrying, and what's the purpose that you carry with yourself. If we spend more time being aware of what we're thinking about and what we're allowing into our subconscious mind as correct, if it's carrying a low energy, a low vibration, low frequency, no. We want to tune into nature. We want to tune into the rhythm of the universe, which is calm, which is peace, which is joy, which is love. If we're pumped up with foolish pride, if we're jealous, or we're envious, if we're impatient, if we're angry, if we're enraged, all that stuff is a lower vibration that deals with the ego or the pain body, keeping us at such a lower frequency. We have to vibrate a lot higher to meet those other frequencies halfway. When we're caught in an egoic fight, we will never be released because we're caught in a story. When we realize we're caught in a story, that takes us out of our present moment awareness. When we're not in our present moment awareness, being caught up in a story that's horrible, even a story that's beautiful, anything that takes us out of this present moment awareness is not in our best interest because we're not present. We have become unconscious and we're living in the past. Stop making the ego wrong. Stop making the way you feel wrong. Stop making the way you think is wrong, because you thinking it's wrong, something gotta be right. That's going back into judgment. When we're able to analyze the situation and be the awareness that watches our thought, now we're disengaging from that pain body or ego, because the ego and pain body cannot eat off joyous thoughts. They cannot eat off loving thoughts. They cannot eat off positivity. They need negativity to feed. So if we are able to counteract our so innate way to think so negative first, and to kind of be mindful. If it comes out, cool, breathe, neutralize it, allow that emotion that goes with it to pass, and then make a move on it. That way we're not being tied up in the emotion or the details and get caught up in that story and get drugged in and be deep in that rabbit hole. Learn how to breathe. Stop taking the ego so serious, and stop taking the world's problems so personal. If we stop taking stuff personal, we don't get evolved so deep emotional and think it's about us. It's not. When we realize that the ego is triggering certain stories, certain situations in our life to get fuel to eat, we'll laugh more. We'll be a lot more joyful because we understand what's going on with the ego. It's no longer working in the darkness where we don't know what's going on. So once we see it and be aware of it, laugh like, wow, you almost had me. So once we realize it, put our awareness on it, like acknowledge it. Okay, I see it. I see what's going on. When we acknowledge it, we're not saying right or wrong. We're saying we see it. Breathe through it, release, and allow. And see how it works. Wellness Wednesdays. Remember, your health is your wealth. NamasteThug. Love yourself. Peace.